In today's video, tips for technicians, I'm giving you the go-to tools that you have to be a real technician in the HVAC industry. Right now, I've got all these tools laid up here, and I'm going to go through and tell you what each one is and why you need it. So the first tool we have is a manometer, used to check gas pressure and make the measurements and then make the adjustments that you need. When you install a new unit in the field, it doesn't come preset. You have to adjust it. For natural gas, 3.5 inches of water column is the go-to. For propane, it's around 10 inches water column. You need this to be able to make that measurement. So a manometer is the first tool that I recommend. The second is a dual In-Duct Psychrometer. Now this makes the temperature measurement, and you know that we have to measure the supply temperature and the return temperature when you install a new unit, and you have to have a certain temperature split, otherwise you have to make an airflow adjustment. Okay, you have to have that type of tool, and you have to have a temperature split of around 18 to 22 degrees, especially in cooling. In your heating, depending on gas or heat pump, you have a certain temperature split there as well. So let's go straight to a meter. You definitely need a meter. Why do you need a meter? Because if you're measuring a microfarads on a capacitor, trying to see if the capacitor is good, you're trying to measure a motor and see if it's shorted to ground, open windings, or to measure the windings resistance and then be able to calculate that, you need a meter, okay? Definitely have a meter. Also measuring amp draw. This is an infrared thermometer. Why do you need this? Because if you have a hot and cold spot throughout the house, sometimes it's because of thermal loss. You'll be able to use this, point it towards a window, up at the ceiling. Maybe you don't have any good attic insulation in one spot, and that's the whole reason that heating and cooling system is not keeping up. Infrared thermometer, definitely don't go wrong with that. It's about $25. This right here, if you're a technician and you don't know how to use a ductulator, I'll make a video about it, comment below, but if you think you don't need one of these, you're definitely not a real technician. Why do you need a ductulator? Because if you go on an install and the ductwork is too small, and that's one of the most common faults in our industry is airflow, you can't measure the ductwork and know what CFM it's rated for without a ductulator. Definitely need a ductulator, okay guys? Now, this is a very important tool, and this is the last one that I'll recommend. This is an anemometer, and this is like an analog type anemometer, but you can get a digital one. What this does is it measures velocity. You put this over the supply. Your supply has to have 400 to 700 feet per minute coming out of each vent, and that's what TVA standard is, and that's what's going to give you the best comfort. You also have to have this to measure the velocity across the return grill, okay? Why do you have to do that? Because there's a formula that you can use after you get all your measurements, and it'll tell you the BTU output of the unit, and it'll tell you the CFM. So if I have a 3-ton unit that requires 400 CFM per ton and it's 1200 CFM, I'll be able to know that from using an anemometer, guys. So this is tips for techs, what tools to use. Thanks for watching.